Hi, friends. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kathleen, and here we talk about all things bookish. And this video is going to be a little different speed, a little different pace than what I normally do. I'm going to try a little fun day in the life, kind of Halloween themed. Well, not really themed, but this is being filmed on Halloween. So it's going to be about Halloween and kind of what I get into as I celebrate Halloween and also celebrate my wedding anniversary, my 16-year wedding anniversary. So we're going to be having some fun and doing some bookish things. But yeah, we're going to just go with the flow on this one because I was supposed to have an author taste test video for this week. However, um, I accidentally deleted like 50% of the footage. So it wouldn't have made sense. So I had to like think at the last minute of something cool to do so that I could upload a video for this Sunday. And this is all that I came up with. So we're getting ready to go out and about and go to Barnes and Noble because I do have a gift card that I want to use and get some books. Also, maybe go to Half Price Books because I do have to read, or not return, but sell some books there and maybe peruse and see what I can get into. Um, yeah, we're just going to be kind of out and about doing a little bit of shopping and a little bit of getting gifts and stuff for our anniversary to celebrate. And then later on tonight, we are supposed to cook this really fun meal because tomorrow I'm having my book club for yeah, we're having the Empire Lit Book Club tomorrow for The Possession of Abadias by Isabel Kanyas. And I found these really fun recipes that kind of fit with the theme of the book, and I wanted to try them out. So we're going to be cooking that tonight. And we're supposed to be making Halloween cookies. We'll see if I have the bandwidth for that or not. I really do want to make Halloween cookies because I love cookies, but I may not necessarily have the bandwidth for that. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's just going to be a fun day. Um, I also need to do some reading, of course. I have a lot of books still on my fall TBR that I need to desperately get into. I do want to read a very kind of spooky Halloween themed book today. I wanted to finish reading I Live to Serve the Witch, the novella by Jackie I. I started it, but per usual, I got distracted because I'm always reading something. I have like at least 8 to 10 books on rotation at the ready, always. So I want to go ahead and finish that and kind of make that my primary Halloween read. I also want to get into some other books that I'm reading. I'm reading The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, which is due back at the library soon. So I need to make some traction with that so I can return that. Um, yeah, there's a couple other books that I want to get into and read as well, and just spend the day doing all the fun bookish things, celebrating Halloween, celebrating our anniversary, and just living it up basically. So I will be taking you along with me for that, and maybe over the next couple of days, perhaps we'll see. We'll see what I have the bandwidth for and what's good. So yeah, I will check back in with you when we are out and about. So it got late and I wasn't able to go to Half Price Books because I had to come back and take care of the pup. But I did go to Barnes & Noble, of course, and I got some books. So a little bit of a book haul here. I decided to go ahead and pick up Carmilla. I've never read it, and this is what is supposed to have inspired Dracula. So, you know, why not? I heard that it's really good. It's, you know, giving a lot of sapphic vibes, vampires. I love vampires. So I picked this up, and we'll look forward to reading that maybe in November. Then I got The Good House by Tenerife Dew, as I have not read any books by her, and I definitely want to like give her a try, read some of her books and some of her works. And I heard that this was really, really good. So it's kind of like a haunted house story. So I grabbed this when I saw it. Then I got The Mothers by Britt Bennett, which Britt Bennett wrote The Vanishing Half, which I loved, and I wanted to read this book by her because I think this is the only other book that she has, like, that she's published. So yeah, hopefully she's publishing more soon because I really enjoyed The Vanishing Half and I really liked her writing. So I have this. Then I got Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson. This is another book that has been on my to-buy list, and glad I got this. So those are a little bit of a small book haul, but I didn't want to spend too much. I had a gift card for $50 for Barnes & Noble, so I came away like a bandit when you combine the gift card with the premium membership and that little small discount you get. I came away like a bandit. So I'm really excited, really happy. What else? Yeah, I have to go to Half Price Books and see what books I can pick up there and get my hands on once I go and I sell back the books that I have, and then we can kind of, me and my hubby are gonna shop around and kind of see what books that we can add to our collection or whatever. So there's that. I also have to go and get my book club book because for November we're going to be reading The Skin and Its Girl by Sarah Cipher. So I have to go to the post office and pick up that book because it was delivered and I need to go get that tomorrow, hopefully. And oh, I went to the library, so I turned in some library books. Let me show you what I got from the library. So I was foolishly, and I do mean foolishly, trying to get some spooky books. Like I tried to get Incidents Around the House. I tried to get what other one? I tried to get like this thriller. It's called Bright and Tender Dark that I had on my want to read list. I tried to get a couple of other kind of like horror or dark thriller novels. It's Halloween. They are all checked out, ma'am. So that was a little disappointing, but I did pick up this Of Women and Salt by Gabriela Garcia, which I had on my want to read list. And yeah, interested in this one. And then I also got something that it's like, it looks like it's going to be a cozy mystery. It's the first in a series, and I really want to try out and read like different books, part of the cozy mystery genre. And that's 2 Parts Sugar, 1 Part Murder by Valerie Burns. So I'm going to check this out and give it a go. Now, did I need to check out any books from the library? No, I still have all these books on my fall TBR that I need to read. So I really am not hurting for books, but the dopamine rush that you get when checking out books or buying books just cannot be rivaled. So here we are. Now I am going to chill. I think I'm going to start reading I Live to Serve the Witch and kind of like chill out and mellow out and kind of like wind down from being out and about today. And then I think a little bit later, we are going to make some cookies. I was going to do the sugar cookies with the cute little Halloween shapes like bats and like cats and stuff, but that stuff's got a lot of prep work. Like making like rollout sugar cookies is a lot of work, and it's just me and my husband, so we don't need like that many cookies. And usually when you do rollout cookies, it's like a lot. Yeah, that is not going to be the look. So I'm probably just gonna do some chocolate chip cookies, which are my favorite cookies anyway. And we're gonna finish off the night with that. And I think too, we're gonna watch a scary movie. So I want to watch, what is it? A Quiet Place. I think that's the first one, A Quiet Place. I've never seen any of those movies. So I'm gonna watch A Quiet Place and see what it's about. It sounds like it's gonna be the perfect like creature feature kind of movie, and I love like creature feature movies. So we're probably gonna watch that for Halloween. I don't know. Will we watch The Nightmare Before Christmas? I don't know. Usually it used to be when I was younger and I was really big into Halloween. I would always watch The Nightmare Before Christmas like every spooky season. Because it was one of my favorite movies. Oh, it's not that it was necessarily one of my favorite movies. It's just that I really liked Tim Burton. I liked The Corpse Bride. That's another one that I would always try to watch like every spooky season. The Corpse Bride or The Night Before Christmas, because I'm really a really big fan of Tim Burton. Maybe I should watch Beetlejuice because, fun fact, I've never seen Beetlejuice. So maybe I should watch that too at some point in time before Halloween is over. But I really want to see A Quiet Place because, yeah, I've heard it's really good. So definitely thinking about watching that tonight. What am I even thinking about? We're going to watch A Quiet Place tonight and probably watch some Supernatural and maybe Interview with the Vampire. And that was another book that I wanted to get at Barnes and Noble, but I've read like Interview with the Vampire, The Vampire Lestat, Queen of the Damned. I've read all those books before. And I was like, I don't feel like paying full price for books that I've already read like multiple times back in the day. And that I had purchased, but I don't know what happened to them. I really don't know what happened to them. I've moved like from Georgia to Texas and from Texas to Georgia and then back again. There's no telling where my books are at this point in time. So I'm needing to go to Half Price Books, and I need to keep that at top of my mind that I want to get The Interview with the Vampire and check out some backlist stuff that I want to get. Because another book that I was looking for at the library was The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware, because I know that is like a series now and I want to check it out, but I gotta read the book first. And it's not available at the library, of course, because the show is out and it triggers people to want to get the book. So I completely understand that. So I might place that on hold, but at the same time, if I see it at Half Price Books, I may just buy it. So we'll see where I land on that one. Yeah. I can't think of any other books that I might want to get except for Interview with the Vampire. And maybe Final Girls by Riley Sager, because I'm trying to get all of Riley Sager's backlist books so that I can read all of his books and determine if he's a favorite author or not. And I'm doing the same thing with Sylvia Moreno Garcia. And that's something that I'm also working on, like just like bookish. I don't know if you are all like this, but I have to in order for me to determine if an author is my favorite author, I have to read like their entire collection of books that they have out, and before I can determine if they're my favorite author or not. And I'm also trying to reread authors that I like and that I know I have enjoyed in the past. I'm trying to reread those authors because I feel like I haven't read from authors that I like and enjoy a bunch of times this year in 2025. And that's something that I want to get a jump start on to do more of in 2026, is continuing to read from authors that I know that I like and that I vibe with, and to continue buying books and reading from them. So that's kind of why I'm working on reading the backlist of Sylvia Moreno Garcia and Riley Sager right now. And I'm glad that I got the other book by Britt Bennett, because I have The Vanishing Half, but I don't have The Mothers, and I really wanted to get this. Charmaine Wilkerson is a person that I wanted to get her backlist as well. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie is another person I want to get her backlist. Amani Perry. I mean, there's just countless authors that I really need to get the backlist of. I'm just looking at my bookshelf and trying to see who else. There's so many people that I need to get the backlist of. And then I can't forget that in November, the second book in the Immortal Dark series, Eternal Ruin, is coming out. And I don't need to blow through my book budget because I gotta get that. And I think, isn't there something else that comes out in November? That's the only thing that I'm really clocking that I know I have to buy. I can't think of anything else. I'm trying really hard to think and I can't think of anything else. And another thing that I want to do too that I haven't done enough of this year is reread books, because I used to be really good at rereading books and I haven't been doing that as of late. So I definitely want to make sure that I'm rereading books, and I have books that I do want to reread, like in my mind's eye. Like The Measure is a book that I wanted to reread by Nikki Erlich because I do have the collector's edition, and I wanted to read the collector's edition because it's so beautiful, and I just can't wait to like read the words on the page and turn the page and just experience it. And also, I don't know, there's a couple of others. The Starless Sea is one. I feel like this time of year would be perfect to do a reread of The Starless Sea, and maybe even get The Night Circus. I don't know. But I think I want The Night Circus in hardcover because The Starless Sea is in hardcover. I don't know. I'm going off on a complete tangent. But yeah, those are all the books that I got from Barnes & Noble and the books that I got from the library. I am going to go ahead now and start reading I Live to Serve the Witch by Jacque, and just enjoy some reading time because I only spent like a little bit of time reading today. Yeah, so we're gonna go do that. friends. So today has been pretty busy. We took Prince to the vet to get his, I think, influenza shot and to get his heartworm medication. Everything came out good. He did really, really well. He really likes the vet. He's like the second dog I've ever had that really like gets excited and enjoys going to the vet and like just meeting all the people and getting all the attention. He loves it. He's such a friendly little soul, and he did good. He's currently what is it? He's currently 4 months old. In a couple of days, he will be turning 5 months. And right now, he is currently weighing 34.8 pounds. So he is growing rapidly from the little puppy that we brought home back in August. Like, I swear, every time he goes to sleep and we wake up, he grows like 2 to 3 inches. Like, it's been just crazy. He's starting to lose his teeth now because he's teething, and he lost his first tooth the other day, and that was kind of sad and bittersweet, but at the same time, like he's growing, and hopefully we'll get out of this toothing phase soon and this biting phase. Stop. But hopefully we'll get out of this toothing and this biting phase soon because he's still very much nippy, and like the primary way he likes to play with us is to nip and bite at us, and that can be, if you've ever had a puppy, you know how sharp their teeth are. They're like little sharks when they're puppies. And so hopefully we can get out of that phase soon. But that went well. Then I did the book club, the recording and the discussion for the book club for The Possession of Obadias, and introing the new book for this month. And again, if you want to know or learn a little bit more about the Empower Lit Book Club, I will have a link to that in the description box in case you want to see what books we're going to be reading this month and you want to join. And that was fun. And then I kind of just like chilled out for a little bit. I made the cookie dough because I didn't make the cookies last night because I got like tired and I just didn't feel like messing with cookie dough because it takes some patience to like make cookie dough and like deal with all of that, then bake the cookies. It's a bit of an involved process. So I didn't feel like doing that last night. So I'm doing that tonight. We're gonna have chocolate chip cookies tonight for dessert. Tonight I'm gonna be making the beef stew meal that we were supposed to make yesterday. But again, I was tired and we made the mistake of getting Chipotle late in the afternoon. And you know how sometimes when you eat like a bigger kind of meal or like a calorically dense meal, it ruins your appetite for like having dinner or like eating properly. So it's kind of like what happened. And it wasn't really even good. Like, I don't know. Chipotle doesn't taste as good as it used to taste. But so that was that. We were watching and enjoying like a lot of music videos. I was watching Michael Jackson videos. I was watching a lot of Beyonce from the Cowboy Carter tour, and just watching her live performances and like her videos and stuff because I just love watching her perform live. She's such a powerful entertainer. I love watching her videos because when it comes to her visual artistry, it can just not, it's unparalleled, and I love it. So I fell down that rabbit hole for a little bit, but we did end up watching what was it, A Quiet Place, and I give that a 4 out of 5 stars. I did enjoy it, even though I felt like the characters were a little, they weren't, using the most common sense. And a lot of the situations that they got in, it was kind of like due to like them not really thinking things through. But it was still interesting. It was still good. The ending was sad. I didn't expect that to kind of wrap up and happen, but it did. I will, and I do want to watch the part 2 of it. And I think they have another one, which is like its origin stories, which is A Quiet Place Day One. So I do want to watch those other two. And I do want to watch a movie tonight. I think maybe perhaps, or no, I really need to watch Interview with the Vampire because I'm way behind on that. They have the new season. I don't know if it's already started or not, or if it's about to start for the Vampire Lestat. And I'm just so far behind it. And when I tell you that I really enjoy this Interview with the Vampire drastically more than the 90s Interview with the Vampire movie with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. This one, it feels like it captures the vibe of the actual book better than the movie in the 90s did. Like it hits the vibe, it hits the tone, it hits the tones. The person who is playing Lestat in this, I can't think of this actor's name. Oh, he has the Lestat attitude down pat. Like he has captured it. He has I think he was born to play this role because when I tell you that this guy, he feels like Lestat, like what I envision Lestat talking like, looking like, how his attitude is, that kind of duality of being this kind of barbaric and just violent person with this very genteel person who is like really intellectual and loves the arts. He captures that. Louis, he also captures Louis as well. And they really both capture um these characters and these roles. They're just like made for them. It's perfect. I really enjoy it. I love the themes that are in this show, and I really need to watch more episodes of Interview with the Vampire. So definitely think I'm going to be watching Interview with the Vampire tonight, and maybe also watching Supernatural. I don't know because I never finished Supernatural, and so I'm really wanting to finish Supernatural. Probably not going to be able to finish it by this year because only in season 12, and I think they had 15 seasons. So I won't be able to finish watching it this year, but definitely I have it on my list of shows that I do want to complete and I do want to finish. Also, I'm doing a rewatch of the originals, and I do want to finish that. I'm Team Klaus. I love me Klaus. He is, he is just one of those kind of like villainous characters that they're definitely unlikable, definitely intensely flawed and imperfect characters. But you just kind of see the logic behind all of what they do. And while you don't necessarily agree with their actions, you also can kind of like relate to their actions and why they do things. And you love the chaos that they bring. And he keeps it 100. He gives you no illusions about who he is. He is straight up 10 toes down, full chest on who he is. And I love that. So, and actually, I really like the originals better than the Vampire Diaries. I have tried numerous times to watch and like finish the Vampire Diaries because I know it ties in the originals ties into the Vampire Diaries and we see Klaus in the Vampire Diaries, but I can't make it because I cannot I do not like the Vampire Diaries. I am so sorry, but they get on my nerves. They get on my nerves. They really really do. But yeah, so I've given up. I have again given up on watching the Vampire Diaries to see that tie-in, and I'm just like, nah. The originals is where it's at, always and forever. So yeah, as far as that and what I'm gonna do now, I think I need to do some stuff for the book club, and I also need to send out my newsletter for the month of November. If you haven't, definitely check out and sign up and subscribe to my newsletter because I do have regular newsletters. I have the monthly one, the seasonal one, and then I have a couple that I send out each week. So if you want to get some more information, talk about more about books with me, and get a little bit more bookish, definitely check out the newsletter because I am always sharing something in there, and it's by far the best way to stay in contact with me because I'm very consistent with that. So I need to go ahead and work on that and send that out and work on the book club stuff. And I do need to do some more reading. So I was reading I Live to Serve the Witch last night, and I did a little bit more after we watched the movie, A Quiet Place, and I really am enjoying it. It's it reads like this very dark, this grim, dark kind of fairy tale. It's very mysterious, and the way that she is like telling the story, it's like between two timelines where we are following, of course, Ceciline in her storyline, and then we are following these two brothers and this one brother's the love of his life in that timeline and the events that are transpiring. And the thing that I'm trying to figure out is how do these two timelines and these two stories intersect, if at all, or what, like, how do they intersect? They have to intersect. They have to connect in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And trying to kind of see how they do. But I really, really like um, Jackie I's writing style. I also really love the illustrations because she does have some illustrations in this kind of novella, and beautiful, beautifully done. I'm really enjoying it, and I can't wait to see how everything shapes up and how this finishes off. I will probably be able to finish that today at some point, and I will prioritize reading that and finishing it and getting that done. I also have to read The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore because that's going to be due at the library. And I also need to read, um, what is it? There's an arc that I'm reading. It's called You Watched in Silence. I need to do some more. I need to read that because I'm hoping to get done with that by Tuesday. Um, and then there's of course other books that I had on my fall TBR that I need to finish, which one of them was um what is it? Midnight is the Darkest Hour by Ashley Winstead. I need to finish that. Then on top of that, friends, I had two books from Libby that came due, which was Lucky Day by Chuck Tingle. Because I'm still exploring horror. If you haven't watched my genre jump series where I'm exploring the horror genre and kind of like falling back in love with horror and seeing what my tastes are like now after, going through this major reading slump of like not reading for like over 10 years, and kind of like rediscovering horror, what it's like now and what my tastes are. And I wanted to try out Chuck Tingle and see kind of what his style was about and his brand of horror. And then I have The Society of Unknowable Objects by Gareth Brown, and this is his second novel or his sophomore effort from the Book of Doors. And I love the Book of Doors. It was a phenomenal novel to me. So I'm wondering and kind of want to see how this fares, and how I will kind of like and kind of respond to his work, and if he's an author for me to watch. So I have that became available. And then there's all the books that I need to finish before the end of the year. It's absolute chaos over here. But I would have it no other way. So I am now going to go work on stuff for the newsletter and get that kind of shaped up, and maybe do some work on the book club stuff. And yeah, and then later on we'll see what I get into later on. Just finished I Live to Serve the Witch by Jackie I, and yes, what an enjoyable, interesting, fun little, oh, I don't want to say fun because it has a lot of more darker themes and elements, but there's still a bit of like whimsy and kind of like this dark fairy tale-esque vibe to it all. This for me is going to be a solid 4 stars. I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed the illustrations. I enjoyed the themes. I enjoyed the deeper themes or the darker themes and elements of the story as it's kind of exploring the persistent cycles of trauma and how they do tend to repeat themselves over and over again. in, you know, a family, in a person's life. Just the repetitious nature of trauma and how it just really does take one person, a voice of reason, or someone who can kind of sift through all of that and make a decision to say, no, this cycle is going to end here with me, and I'm going to be the catalyst for change so that we can all like move forward. And also, I liked and appreciated how with this character they were able to not just kind of like, or with this story I felt, because you know, like sometimes in fairy tales you have it where the conflict is resolved, things happen, and they jump from, you know, this traumatic experience, this traumatic time, and this traumatic go at something to jump into this happy go lucky, happily ever after. Everything is rosy and everything is perfect, but they never address or, you know, kind of show the process and the healing journey that these people must and should take after kind of dealing with these traumatic circumstances and situations. We don't get to see that. We just see the happily ever after. But I appreciated that this was kind of explored and we looked into that and what the healing process should look like when you're coming out of a traumatic situation, and how it's not really realistic or it's not really healthy to jump from trauma, just to like everything being great and everything being good. That you should take time to heal and to process and to, you know, unpack and to learn how to become better so that you don't find yourself in these cycles of trauma again. I appreciated that. I guess the only thing that kind of stops me from giving this 5 fabulous stars is there's something wonky with the pacing for me. This is a fairly short story. This is a novella. This is considered a novella, but it felt longer than what it was. I don't know how to explain that. It just felt like this, the pacing, it felt like it moved a bit slower. And while there were definitely a lot of really good character driven elements and some very good characterization done for this, as we are kind of exploring, you know, topics that you would expect to be more character driven when we're talking about cycles of trauma and how they tend to persist and continue. And we did need a lot of this context in the way that the story is constructed and kind of like the structure of it. We did need that to kind of get the context and understand what was going on so that all of these different pieces and how everything came together in the end made sense. But there's just something about the pacing that wasn't satisfactory for me. It still felt very slow, between the beginning to the middle. And when we got towards the end, towards the conclusion, I felt like things just ramped up way too fast. And I don't know, it just, the pacing felt a little off to me. And it, it felt almost like either the story should have been made to be a bit more concise, where we focus on a more plot driven kind of story and sacrifice maybe a little bit of the character depth and the character development for a more plot driven story so that it could move at a faster pace and kind of feel a bit more cohesive. Or we could have given the story a bit more space and room to breathe so that we can allow those character driven elements to really come to the fore, and we can kind of have a balanced story where we're balancing the character driven elements of the story with the plot driven element of the story, and make it feel a bit more cohesive and the pacing feel a bit more like timely to support a more slow to medium pace and build up for the story, so that we also had time for the conclusion to like take shape and to breathe. But that's just really a minor thing. It doesn't I mean, that's just a minor thing for me. I don't think that this is something that's necessarily like a serious issue with the story. The writing to me is on point. Um, Everything about this was very well done. That's just maybe me being nitpicky and like um, being a little bit selfish and wanting to spend more time in this world potentially, and to spend more time with her style and her writing because it's very, I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I had a great time with this and I can't wait to read more of her work because this was phenomenal and quite interesting and I really love the vibe of it. So that is with that. Timer just went off. Dinner is ready, so I'm gonna go eat. Hi, friends. So I am going to close this vlog out here because I have no big plans. This is Sunday. We just had the time change, and I think we're just kind of like having a chill kind of self care Sunday. I washed my hair. I did a nice deep condition, and I'm just planning for the week and just chilling and vibing. And I'm gonna start doing some reading and doing some more like work on the blog or whatever. And just it's just a really chill day, a chill, cozy day. So I'm gonna close the vlog out here, and I hope that this was enjoyable or fun. I don't think there was a lot that I recorded, but it's at least it's something. And yeah, you kind of get to see what my life looks like, which it's very boring because it's just very mundane. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe for more. Also, if you're interested in my newsletter, definitely visit the description box and subscribe to that. If you want to learn more about the Empower Lit Book Club, as this month for November, we will be reading these, or it's The Skin and Its Girl by Sarah Cipher. We will start reading and going through everything tomorrow, which is going to be November the 3rd. So there's definitely time to join the book club if you want to. And that book sounds interesting to you. Definitely time to join the book club and become a part of that. Make sure that you are chatting with me across all the socials from TikTok to Instagram to threads. Let's connect in all these places and places. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.